Okay, so I actually had the mic off. Hey everyone, it's been a few days since the last time I streamed. So, so yeah, this past few days I've been taking a little bit of time off for myself. Family came basically, and yeah, so spent time with family. That was fairly nice, except that it was raining for half the time, so we really couldn't go out much anywhere, and basically just ate. Basically, just did a bunch of shopping and ate. Anyway, let me put on the music for today. The music for today is going to be Waist Extended from Rabby Ribby. Let me put that in the link. Today's BGM. And this will be on loop, basically. Ooh, that's a little too loud. Please let me know if BGM is too loud. Alright, that should do for now. You know, I actually went back to Rabby Ruby after I played the game, and apparently you can play as Cocoa, one of the other characters in the game. The cat girl, by the way. And that was actually kind of fun. A lot of different gameplay, so I might try to do that on like a recording or something. But yeah. Anyway, there's basically today's goal. So, all right, let me just try this greeting really quick. I've been trying to come up with greetings and goodbyes for the past several months, and I think I finally got it down to what I want to say. So let me just give this one try, and hopefully next time I don't go back to this. Hey Kian, welcome to the stream. Yes, long time no see. How's it going? How's it going? Anyway, let me just let me try this thing really quick. But yeah, welcome to the workshop where we just chill out for a bit. And today we're doing some art stream. We're doing an art stream, basically what I got going on today. Let me get that picture. Where's that picture? But yeah, today, what we're doing today is I can't see a darn thing. Like the camera is right in front of me and I can't see a darn thing. That's why it's gonna look a little weird. But anyway, today we're making some assets for thumbnails, for stream materials for this week, and we're gonna be focusing on 3 games: Kuukiyomi, Atelier, Ayesha, and Valkyria Chronicles. So I did say I was going to try to take a break from the Atelier games since, let's be honest, not many people watch those. But you know what? After seeing some people play them on stream, it's like, I kind of want to do this. I just want to keep doing this until I run out of games from that series to play. So I'm going to keep at it. But at the same time, Valkyria Chronicles was a game that won in a poll that I posted up. So we're gonna do that alongside it. I've never finished it before. I think I got halfway through last time and just never finished it for whatever reason. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to finish it this time. But if I remember right, the game feels pretty long. That should be good regardless. And Kuukiyomi is just something I wanted to try. I saw a few live streams of it, and it's like, okay, you know what, this might be fun, so let's give it a try. Anyway, that's the theme for today. First things first, though, we'll start with We'll start from the easiest to the most difficult. So we're gonna do Kuukiyomi. We're gonna do a thing for Kuukiyomi, and let me see. Basically, we just have a red dude, but I gotta see how this red dude is constructed. Let's see, how does that work actually? Okay. So I got my reference here. Let's pull it up really quick. But how has everyone's weekend been? Really good, I hope. It's a Monday now, but hopefully you guys are at a point of the day that you are actually relaxing a little bit. And let's see. Me, it's gonna be weird for me for the next week. Because starting next week comes the end of my essentially 3-month vacation. Mondays suck. Welcome on Talk to Stream. Yeah, Mondays could do kind of suck, don't they? Actually, you know what? When I was the last time I worked about 3 months ago, I don't remember Mondays sucking too badly. It's just Mondays sucked in a way because it's like, oh my gosh, it's Monday again. I gotta go to work. I don't really want to go to work, which is essentially what I'm feeling, to be honest. Once I go back next week. Hey Reiji, welcome to the stream. Wow, we're actually getting a decent number of people around this time. Maybe I should actually change my schedule to stream around this period. I'm doing fine. How are you guys? How was you guys' weekend? I'm still trying to look for my reference sheet for this what do you call this? For this drawing that I'm about to do. Like for some reason I just can't seem to find it. Even though I have, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it up separately, put it on my desktop, and then grab it from the desktop. That should be a lot easier. Did great workout Sunday and mahjong practice. Nice. Speaking of mahjong practice, I'm gonna try to do that like every other week. I think I've been mostly fairly good about that. But so this week, no mahjong this week. Next week, I think I'm gonna be doing mahjong on Friday or Saturdays. Hopefully we get some people out for that. If not, then I'll be doing rank regardless. But it should be a nice chill thing after the weekend is over. Hopefully. Anyway, here's our reference for this drawing. Fairly simple. We're gonna be making this guy, but me. Alright, let me adjust this thing. Let's see. So I know if you look at the YouTube thumbnail, it says drawing like a 5th grader, and essentially some people are wondering, wait, what about this is 5th grade drawing? And I tell you, that's kind of how it started, right? I wasn't really that great at drawing. I still am not that great at drawing, but I do my best anyway. And basically, that's just kind of where we're at. I don't like to make any far-reaching claims that I'm good or anything like that. Just all right. Just all right, but good enough to hopefully provide some decent scuff drawings. I do have my own, what do you call this? I do have my standards for myself. Let's see, how thick is this supposed to be? 7. But yeah, I think I actually drew this one separately for the schedule. I'm gonna make another one just because. Yeah, I've been yeah, but as far as my weekend's concerned, family came, did a bunch of grocery shopping. We were supposed to be going out and doing some hiking and stuff, but that did not happen because we got a bunch of rain. And rain will always screw up your plans, regardless. It was heavy rain too, so it's not like something we could just pack an umbrella and do much stuff. But yeah, it was fun regardless. Very much provided a much needed mental break. And it was just nice because, you never know how much time you get with family. So, definitely. Just taking some time off for yourself and doing that. What the? Oh, crap. Did I put the hair in it all the same way? All right, let me do that again. I use a lot of layers when I draw. A lot of artists I know probably just use 1 or 2. I'm like, nope. I like this being very easy to move around. So let me do that and actually try to get this to be something I like move around a whole lot like this. That. Let me see though. But yeah, so I've been actually kind of looking at my schedule and trying to figure out how I'm going to do the things I want to do when I start working again next week. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do what I can for this week, and then maybe next week we'll figure it out as we go along. So I may not actually put times on next week's schedule, but I do know what I want to do. And boy, it's really tough to figure out. It's really tough to figure out a schedule, especially when you have so much stuff you want to do, but can't. Because you need to give it, even as a streamer, you gotta give yourself some time to do things, and you can't just stretch yourself. Content 4 days, yes. Actually, 3 is probably, I should probably reduce it down to 3, but it doesn't seem enough. Anything more than 4 just sounds terrible. But you know what? Here I am doing a essentially guerrilla stream. It's not scheduled. And how do I change this to a convert layer? This is a vector. It needs to be red. Why is it black? That looks ugly. That looks ugly. Wow. Change that back. It looks terrible. Why did that convert to that? Okay, well. But yeah, anyway, 4 days. I'm thinking like 4 days. Weekends for sure. But the thing is, I don't know what my schedule is going to be like this coming week. And before, I used to start working at like 4 in the morning and get out by almost 1. So I'd like made afternoon streams really, really easy, but I can't do like late night streams because I gotta wake up early. In this case though, it's gonna be a little bit different. Where yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different where it's probably gonna be more regular working out. But I don't know what those regular working hours is just yet. It's weird. I don't know if so if you guys work, I'm not sure if you've ever dealt with like recruiters or anything like that, or recruiting companies. So I was actually reached out by a recruiting company when I did my interview for the job that I accepted. And it's weird. I'm just gonna say it's weird because I'm not used to that. I'm used to like dealing with the company itself for everything. But it's like the place you're working at is not the place that pays you, one. And it's like, if you have any problems, don't talk to the place that pays you. Don't talk to the place that hired you, but talk to the place that contracted you. Oh, or contractor work. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. To me, it's weird. The arrangement's weird because you're not. If you have any problems, you're not supposed to. What is it? You're not supposed to talk. Like bring those problems up directly to the person that that you're what do you call this? That you're working at, but the call this the place the people that you're contracting with. So that's different. I'm not used to that, so that'll be interesting if something does come up. Hopefully not, though. From what I gathered during the interview process, the people I'm going to be working for seem fairly chill. Well, not chill, but at least reasonable. I'm hoping that that assumption is actually accurate. But we will see. It's just gonna be weird to overall though. It's just gonna be weird for me to be going back to work after like almost 3 months not doing anything basically except streaming and looking for a job. Which by the way, if I had the choice, if I actually had a choice, I would probably have been in Japan for the 3 months. If Japan was open, I would actually have been there for 3 months and doing my job search from there instead of from wherever I am. Of course, that means I probably wouldn't have been streaming, but you know what? It's Japan, man. They let you stay there for 3 months for your tourist visa, and it's like, okay, I want to do that one of these days. I still want to do that one of these days because I have so many places I want to explore. And also, I kind of want to bring you guys along with me one of these days, and explore Japan as I travel it. I know there's some people that do the live streaming thing. Yes, Sky, Japan is closed. Maybe they'll be open in the morning. I'm doing fine, Sky. How are you doing? How's your day been so far? How's the kitty cat, by the way? I saw your tweet earlier this morning and noticed that the cat was clawing at you. Must be interesting to have a new cat. Well, for your existing cat, it should be interesting. I don't know how the what do you call this? The rude cat feels about it though. Kitten wants blood. She has learned well. Japan stream sounds fun. I think so too. Especially since I kind of want to bring. So I kind of whenever I do. Hopefully, when I am able to do a Japan stream, I will try my very best to bring you guys to places that you've never been before, like not Tokyo, not Osaka, not Hiroshima, if possible. Though there will definitely be times when that's going to happen because you just go through there. But some interesting places that you may have never been before or never heard about. That's kind of what I'm going to do. Gunpla base? Yeah, we could also do Gunpla base. See, I know there's a Gunpla base in Odaiba. She likes to play with his tail. Barry seems to put up with it. Really? The main cat is putting up with the kitten? That's interesting. Yeah, I've actually been to Gunpla base before. I honestly don't remember too much about it because it's like I only went in, checked it out, and it's like, okay, this is interesting. There's a bunch of Gunpla here, and that was about it. That's all I remember about that. And then there was I do want to see the unicorn go into destroy mode. Oh, Shamrock is the mean cat. Baby is nice, I see. What was I thinking? But yeah, I haven't seen I have not seen the unicorn in destroy mode just yet. Kuukiyomi. glasses. But yes, I have actually seen the unicorn, just not in destroy mode. I don't know what the timing is for that. Should be able to see it eventually, though. Hopefully next time. Also, it's probably better at night. I'm not sure how cameras will like nighttime stuff, but it is a thing. That the unicorn looks better at night. Anything that lights up looks better. Okay, so that's the face. I think the rest of it I'm just gonna have to draw out. I bet, right? I bet. Now the only thing that would make it better is if it had like a working cockpit, and that you can actually hop into it. Now you may not be able to control it, but having a working cockpit where you can just jump in and feel like you're riding it would be awesome. I feel like that would be awesome. It's big enough. It's big enough. Maybe I'll use the curve. This is bottom. And also back in the day, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I have seen the RX-78, the original Gundam, on the where the Gunpla base was, and I was so heartbroken that I couldn't get a picture of it because the pictures I originally had when I was over there were, what do you call this? In an SD card that was, it died. The SD card died. This looks more janky. Like it's, maybe I'll just use the curve, which is better. What do you call this? Like I took so much pictures of the original Gundam when I was there for the first time, and then midway to my trip, basically what happened is that my SD card died. I didn't even know that was a possibility back in the day, but now I am very, very scared about that, because it's like just imagine anything, right? You go on a trip, you have this card that you've been using for a while, and on this camera never had any issues, right? And then suddenly, as you're taking pictures, for some reason you can't take pictures anymore. Your camera refuses to work because your what do you call this? Your SD, there's something wrong with the SD card, and when you try to retrieve anything from the SD card, you cannot. You just absolutely cannot. And that's apparently that happens. I did not know, so I basically lost 1,000 pictures or so. 7 days, I think 7 days worth of pictures lost from that unfortunate event. And I was not happy. I was depressed, I was sad. And I tried to retake some pictures, but it's just not the same, right? It's just not the same. And I was already rushing to get to the train station at the time. Alright, Matak, thanks for dropping by. I'll see you later. I'm pretty sure they use vectors to draw this guy, because that's way too smooth otherwise. Or at least the curve thing. Man, this looks short. Maybe I just need to... No. Let's make it long. Actually, what the heck are the proportions in this thing? It's like 3 heads? The arms are like 3 heads. And this is supposed to be the easy drawing. It probably is still the easy drawing. It's just so much stuff here to connect. Let's see, these are arms. But yeah, I did notice though that we're in May, which is like, are you serious? It's May already. I thought 2021 was supposed to be a little bit different and time wasn't supposed to like fly by this fast, but apparently it still does, which is scary, very scary. And I look so fat here. What the heck? Why am I so fat? Like so fat. Let's try this. That should be a straight line. But yeah, for anyone in school or have vacations planned though, you guys probably still don't have anything anywhere you can go at this once summer hits. But if you were to go somewhere, where would you want to go? I think at the very least that would be something to think about. Speaking of which, now that I think about it, even if we can't go to Japan, how does a Google Street View thing sound of places I've been to already? I got pictures, like I got my own personal pictures, but a Street View thing, I think would be not a bad, what do you call it? Would not be a bad substitute, I feel like. Sounds fun? I think it sounds fun too. We could try doing it next week. I already got this week pretty booked, so maybe I'll try it like middle of next week. We could try doing that, and we'll kind of like do it one city at a time. See how, like, we'll do one city for one stream, and if it's shorter, it's gonna be a short one. I feel like it should be like a short one, like maybe an hour, no more than hour and a half. And then we'll see. We'll see how that works. But yeah, we'll definitely start with like Tokyo and Kyoto and stuff like that. And if you are not subscribed to my, well, if you don't follow me on Twitter, that's fine. But basically, if you are on Twitter and you follow me there, you would have seen some previews already of places that I have been to. Wait, how does this thing work? That's not right. That's not right. You would have seen some places I've been to already, and you can check it out. Hey, Yafly, welcome to the stream. How's it going, man? How's it going? I didn't put this in the Discord server just because I didn't want to like bother you guys, but nice to actually see someone drop by. Thank you. I'm just drawing some stuff right now for thumbnails and stream assets. Well, it's easy. It's not so much mimicking, but it's like if I see it, it's easier for me to copy. And while it really, I don't know, hampers like my own personal style, it's somewhere to start. I feel like it's somewhere to start, and for some reason this feels like so fat. I think I need to lose some weight. Let's lose a little bit of weight. I think that's enough weight lost. Still looks a little chubby, but I'll roll with it. I'll roll with that. You know, I don't think it needs to be any more detailed than this, but I do need to put a tie in there next. Because the Kuukiyomi guy is not detailed. All he's got is a shirt and pants, and that's it. And a really dorky hairstyle. But I at least need to put a tie on. I gotta look professional, you know? So, let's try to at least make a tie. Zoom in on that. I'm also trying to use some options here that I have not used before on the brushes because I just haven't been able to do that. Let's see then. I probably should put that on different. It's gonna get in there. 1, 2, and that does. Yeah, that does not quite look. Needs to be thicker. That definitely needs to be thicker. But yeah, and I think in RPG terms, I have a few passive skills that I feel like I have. How effective they actually are, that's a different story. Like I have quick learn. I think that, like, I don't know how well it actually works, but I feel like that one has at least maybe a 25 to 30% increased rate of learning something. It feels like it anyway. But I've never actually checked. It's really hard to check your own skill level sometimes. Oh, that needs to be thicker. It needs to be thicker. Too thin. But like quick learn as well as mimic. Fairly decently skilled on mimic, I think. It's not exact, so it's not going to be perfect. Don't have to be perfect for a lot of things. One of these days, I actually need to write down what all my skills are, because it's really it's not something I can just open up a menu and figure out. I kind of just have to like look into myself and say, okay, what do I actually have? I do not know. Oh wait. Stat sheet types. Yeah, I had a stat sheet before. When I debuted, I had a stat sheet before, but I think that needs to be revised because I don't think it's not as accurate as it used to be. Speaking of which, I also kind of want to start doing some more game dev again on this channel. So if you remember, if you were around back in, I think October, if you were around October last year, I tried to do some game dev for a Halloween type thing. I was kind of in a crunch at that time, so I didn't really I didn't really finish it like I wanted to. And it's still not done. But maybe we'll try making some short games on stream. It might not be done in one stream because game dev takes a long time, but we'll probably try to do some like RPG Maker stuff using the base assets, the RTP, and at least start from there, and then maybe eventually we'll try to get something a bit more complicated. Because I want to try making a game on stream at some point, and maybe if we have enough input, then we can probably make designs and skills based on suggestions. We'll see about that though. But it's a plan. It's definitely something I want to do. Okay, so that's the upper body. I need pants. Do I actually need pants though? Do I need pants for this? Yeah, I guess I may as well make pants. This was only supposed to be like a 10-minute drawing, and we got 30 on this alone already. Still short. Do any of us really need pants? Depends on who you ask. Because if I remember right, Brainiac wanted pants. He never got the pants. Solomon Grande wanted pants, but he already had pants. So what was the point of that? I don't know. But do we need pants? I'll leave that to your imagination. I personally would at least like some pants. And I am wearing pants right now. But this guy doesn't have any pants. I need to make pants for him. Okay, curves. Oh. I could actually just make him standing. I think standing will be better than the sitting position. But right now, if I do the standing legs and have this all be like this, it's kind of like hunching down Yakuza style. And I think that will work. I think that will work to a degree. Sure, why not? Let's go do it that way. Kuukiyomi is gonna be a weird stream anyway. It's like I already kind of know how it works, but it's like I still want to see how I actually react to all these stuff. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. And I still don't know how I would react to the situations they give me in the game. We will see though. Okay. Oh wait, that's not how it works. Pants go. Actually, how long would the legs be? I think the legs are about as long as the body. You know, if you look at the Kuukiyomi drawing, right? It looks so simple. It's just like outline, but the proportions are still there. So there are some rules as far as proportion goes. It's not just draw a line here, draw a line there, you're done. No, I actually have to put some effort into this pants making. For some odd reason, we got to put effort in our pants making. I think that's a little bit too high. Way too high. Actually, where's the groin? Is the groin around here? Who cares? We'll pretend it's there. We'll pretend it's there. And then, right, shoes. We gotta make shoes. Let's clear this out. Clear that out. Edge this off a bit. Edge that. Edge this. Now that will not look good, but that's probably I was using the soft edge, that's why. Hey Edward Snowden, welcome to the stream. How's it going? How you doing today? How's your guys' weekend been, by the way? If I haven't asked you guys yet, how has your weekend been? Did you do anything fun? Did you do anything you'd like to share? Me, I just hung out with family, bought a bunch of food, and if you haven't seen the food, it's on Twitter. Way too much food. I still have huge amounts of leftovers, and yeah, that'd be the case right now. Lots of food leftovers. Also, my first time eating. What do you call this? Korean food that wasn't Korean barbecue. Like, that sounds weird, but if you think about it, what Korean foods do you actually know? For me, it's been mainly Korean barbecue, like the bulgogi, also maybe tteokbokki, the long rice cakes, which I may have had some before, I just don't remember. And then there's the instant noodles from Korea, which, to be honest, all taste the same to me, which is like all spicy. But that's about it. But apparently, well, if you had the banchans, where they're like the side dishes, so there's like, as far as side dishes, there's kimchi, right? Kimchi, everyone knows kimchi, but depending on how the kimchi is made, it tastes different. And this one, the one we got from the Korean grocery store, was like, I wouldn't call it like super salty, but it was very super shrimpy. which I am not used to. I like shrimp. I like shrimp. But what if you don't know, kimchi typically has like little tiny fermented shrimp stuff, and that's basically how you get the fermentation process started, I think, on the actual kimchi itself. Otherwise, it won't taste right. You can't just like pickle it and call it done. You gotta do all the pickling ingredients plus the little shrimpies. But yeah, we had some kimchi, but this particular one was a little bit, I don't know, it was different. Not the best kimchi I've had, or at least one that I like. If you like really shrimpy taste in your kimchi, then that might have been your thing. But this one was a little bit too salty also for me. So also there was the japchae, which is like potato noodles, which I don't think I've actually had before. But when potato noodles was, when I realized that it was potato noodles, I was reminded of Cooking Master Boy. If you don't know what Cooking Master Boy is, it is this like old anime about a kid chef. Wait, not this one. This one. It's this anime about a kid chef that's trying to basically learn all the dishes, and basically the predecessor to Shogeki no Soma, which I think Shogeki no Soma borrowed a lot of inspirations from, if that hasn't been mentioned before. But it seems like that's where a lot of inspiration came from the show. Okay, this one's done. I'm calling this done because that's all we need. That's all we need for Kuukiyomi. So we're done with this one. All right. Let's see. I have Ayesha and... Ooh. This one's going to be a little bit tough, but I'm not really going to be doing too much for this. Get the reference here. So we're also going to be doing Valkyria Chronicles this week. Well, this weekend. And for this one, I am going to be making mainly a stream asset for this. So what I want in particular is the hat. Yeah, I'm hoping the times are okay for for people, but I'm trying. So I noticed that there's not as many morning streams. I kind of want to try a morning slot for streaming. So we'll see how that works out. I'll be doing that this weekend. If it seems to be something that people can make a little bit easier than night, at least on a weekend, then I'll keep doing it. Otherwise, I might adjust it to around this time because I'm kind of used to doing streams around this time. I tried doing the whole 5 p.m. thing. I don't think that worked too well. It feels like it didn't work too well. But yeah. Anyway, all I'm going to be making for this one is the hat. I'm going to be making a hat for myself on this one. And to do that, I actually need to get my model in here. So that I can draw something like something over this. This is typically how I make my hats, by the way. I don't think I've ever showed how I do this. But basically how I do this is get a picture of myself. Don't really need to see it. And then just draw. Let's draw an outline. So what color is this? Is it a dark blue? We'll try a dark blue for the outline and then go away from there. It's just a normal like military cap, but I don't know. What's the side of this look like? Let's see. Let me look that up. Italian uniform. Valkyria Chronicles. The uniform itself seems to be fairly standard for most people. The hat, though, it depends. If you're a certain race in the game, you typically wear some kind of pattern bandana, but if not... Well, not everyone wears the hat. Seems like only certain commanders do. I guess I'll just do the front view, because that's all I see here. I can't see a side view to reference off. Kinda, sort of. Maybe this one will. So can I save this picture? No, I cannot. Let's see if I can work around that. That's not... Okay. Guess it's screenshot time then. That will always work. So, if you need to get references off the internet and can't download them for whatever reason, there is always a screenshot function. Always a screenshot function to use. I'm not sure if this is a better reference though than what I already have, but it does give me a little bit of more angle, I think. I think it's a little bit better angle, but we're gonna try making this hat. Alright, let me just see how oh, that's thick. Doesn't need to be thick. Not that thick. Too thick. Why is it super thick? It's like 2 pixels. Okay, I guess it just wants to be thick. Thick lines be... Oh! You know what? Speaking of outfits, I didn't really catch it all this morning, but did any of you guys see Callie's new outfit this morning? Is she the only one with a new outfit today? Because I kind of want to see what everyone else had, and very, very curious if some of the predictions have come true. Necessarily, one in particular, Farmer Kiara, because apparently that's a thing. The outfit does look amazing, doesn't it? I mean, everyone was expecting it to kind of look like J-Chad for whatever reason. I mean, if you look at the pros, it kind of looks like J-Chad, right? But I think what we got was something better than that. J-Chad typically... What does J-Chad look like? Let me double check. I know she wears the college shirt anyway. J-Chad, hold on. Yeah, I think I've seen several variations on J-Chad, but basically I think J-Chad typically wears a coat over her shoulders as well as open top exposing her chest, I think, which I think most people were kind of expecting from Callie also, but what we got was a whole lot better. I feel like that was a whole lot better. Double Callie new outfit. Yeah, we got something a little bit more in line with rapper aesthetics, I think. Just get that picture up quick. If I can, please let me save it. Okay, you want to do this the hard way? We'll screenshot it. Screenshot it. I can only get the upper body because screenshots. Screenshots. Oh wait, when are we posting this? I think I can show this. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, I think what we got is a lot better. This is the no jacket version, which I don't think she showed on stream quite yet. I think this was leaked by her mama. So quite nice style there. This is definitely like rapper aesthetic stuff that she definitely looks good in this. I gotta say, that's very good, especially when she has the full outfit. Looks even better, I feel. But yeah, just wanted to comment on that, and it's like, okay, this is really nice. This is really nice, and she had some stuff she was talking about during her what do you call this? The talk stream, the super chat stream, about how they weren't even sure if how the whole live EN was gonna work out when they first started, and look at it now. It's huge. And I'll be honest, I think some other people in other servers that I'm part of, like other Hall Live fan servers, not the main one, because no one can really talk in there because it moves so freaking fast. But in other Hall Live fan servers that I'm a part of, I think when we first heard about Hall Live EN, we weren't really sure how big it was going to be, because it's like, English, how many people in the English world would actually care about VTubers, that kind of thing. And some people were like giving numbers, maybe they'll hit like 69k, not even 100k, because it's like outside Japan, and why would anyone outside Japan care about VTubers other than the people outside Japan already watching VTubers? And if you look at Hall Live ID Indonesia, it took them a while to get up, and they mostly speak English also, though they do Indonesian. They do have the Indonesian demographic mostly as their base. But English, that's just everywhere. English can be anywhere. If you really think about it, I think Hall Live ID would technically be one of the first English Hall Live groups, other than Coco, other than maybe Hachima, whenever she tries. Whenever she tries. And they didn't really grow too big, at least at the time. But once Hall Live EN came, it's just been ridiculous ever since then. Everyone grew. Even the original Hall Live girls grew. So it's like, okay, EN has a huge compounding effect, and everyone's kind of excited now for EN Gen 2. I'm kind of wondering who they picked for that, to be honest, because I think everyone was expecting hopefully maybe some guys to show up, like actual male VTubers to show up this time around, though I think the general consensus was they still don't want males for the English side just yet. There's some hesitation about that. I'm not exactly sure what the hesitation is. I think it would be interesting, just because I feel like we need a little bit more variety than just the girls. The girls are great. But I think if you get some guys in there too, it'll be more rounded out. But I don't know. Maybe we're still trying to push the idol culture a little bit, which to me is fine, but it definitely needs some what do you call it? It definitely needs a bit more variety. Yeah, Nijisanji, I remember that. Well, I'm speaking by Hall Live specifically, but yes, Nijisanji, Nijisanji IN. I like the main person in Nijisanji IN I even watched though is Hanamakia, And as much as I like Hanamakia, I don't think she can carry she can carry the entire group for the most part. I try to watch also Bonavir, big guy who looks like he's that wears the fishing tackle suit vest and stuff like that. I also try to watch him once in a while, but mostly Hanamakia because I don't know, I like Hana. She's pretty good. I like Hana. And I try to catch her whenever she actually streams. It's just she doesn't have a schedule. She doesn't have a schedule. It's very hard to figure out when she's actually doing stuff. And whenever she does do stuff, it's usually collabs, which is fine. Just usually odd hours for me. It needs to be a lighter blue for this one. Speaking of Nijisanji, though, I don't think we've heard anything about Nijisanji EN yet. Yeah, Hana is from ID. Yes, I'm aware of that. Hana is from ID. And I do like her. She speaks mainly English though in her streams, not so much Indonesian as everyone else. Which I think makes it a little bit easier to connect with her. I think, at least for an international audience, because let's face it, if they're talking in a language you're not used to, it's a little bit hard to get into. Unless, of course, Japan, you're all used to the Japanese voices. That's a little easier to get used to. But let's say if someone was starting to talk like Indonesian, for example, because that's the example we have right now. Yeah, no idea what they're saying unless you're from Indonesia or from around the sea area, Southeast Asia area. They have similar language roots, which even then it's still not easy to figure out. Hey, American Bison, welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's it going, dude? Let's see, which one is this? This is the Gallia. Let's just call this Valkyria. At least it'll make it easier for me to look for. Okay, so we're just making a hat for this part. And I will be wearing this hat on the stream. Gotta rep my tank commander creds once that happens. See, this is color, this is outline. But yeah, I don't think anyone's heard anything about Nijisanji EN. I remember they had an audition, but no one knows what happened with the results of the audition. Talking about things related to one's environment. So not necessarily, but I was mostly talking about how when Hololive EN first was announced, no one knew how big it was going to be, right? And there were some speculation that it might not be very big because who outside of Japan would watch a purely EN group? I mean, that's discounting, because if you look at the numbers for the subscriptions for Hololive at the time, most of those subscribers were Japanese only, or at least majority of Japanese. So it's like, who would actually watch that wasn't Japanese? So, and then once Hololive EN came, you know how that happened, and you know where they are right now. Huge, right? Huge. But yeah, so I feel like it's easier to connect that way. It's just that Hololive is such a big name that most people go to Hololive because that's who they know. They might not know about Nijisanji as much. So if they haven't heard of, when they hear Nijisanji in Indonesia, or IN in this case, they probably wouldn't go there because they don't know Indonesian. But if you actually check them out, a lot of them do speak English, but there's also a good chunk that speaks Indonesian, majority for the most part. And there's Hanamakiya, who speaks mostly English, right? So, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's I don't like to say branding, but I guess it's also a branding thing. I really don't like marketing stuff, I'll be honest, but I can't deny that it's something that we have to deal with. It's a reality, whether we like to admit it or not. And I don't like to admit it. But yeah, if you think about Nijisanji ID and you didn't know about it, you would think they're mostly Indonesian, and English is not something they would speak. But Hanamakiya is great. I like Hanamakiya. And Nijisanji En, I don't know what happened to those auditions. Haven't heard anything about them. And no one's heard anything about the results from those auditions, I think. Well, if someone did get picked, hopefully they're keeping it under wraps very, very tightly. But whether or not they're actually going to be going live anytime soon, that's a different story. And if they do go live, I'm kind of thinking the same thing might happen to Nijisanji, where Nijisanji might actually be a name that people would recognize. Recommendation has been filled with random VTubers that I think a lot of VTubers have seen chat this time. Yeah. And also, I think also, it's just, I don't know. It's just been. Ah, crap! I lost my train of thought. I don't know. It's just been a wild ride. It's just been a wild ride altogether. Okay, this does not look. Does not look like something I've. Maybe it's because of the matting. Maybe I need to use a lighter tone. Try that. I don't really like that shading too much. Maybe I need to use a lighter tone. It's a bit more of like a blue blush kind of thing. I think this part's more of a blue blush. Maybe. Wait. Yeah, I need to actually do a little color reference over here. Blue. Because I am actually going to go down here and do a little bit of white. Maybe a little bit of white. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking, hopefully one of these days we'll also get some big male VTuber names as far as Hololive or Nijisanji goes. That would be interesting, I feel like. That would be fun. Thinking Nijisanji engine will blow up. Competing Hololive EN, there's a big gap to close up this one. That they do. That they do. I'm just surprised it's taking them a really long time to do anything to like get there, you know? Considering how long the auditions were, I think it's like almost 6 months now, 5 to 6 months now. The auditions were 5 to 6 months ago, and no one has heard anything about it. So still waiting on that. If we don't hear anything by like June or July, I would kind of want to say that Nijisanji EN would be dead, but who knows? I think it's something they don't want to skip on though. Definitely not. And it will be interesting to see what they can come up with. Though I think if there's one thing I kind of want to see different. Nah. I don't even know where I was going with that train of thought, but anyway. Anyway, no idea where I was going with that train of thought. It would just, let's just say first things first, it would be interesting to see a male EN VTuber either from Nijisanji or Hololive, just because that is kind of where most people are looking at least from there. Hopefully it would give other guys a chance to try to do the same thing. Maybe. Being very hopeful there. Let's see, would charcoal work? Oh wait, why is that charcoal brush so huge? Oh, I think I like charcoal better for this one. Hold on, let's get rid of that. And then maybe I need to recolor this part because I screwed up. Yeah, I think I heard one time also they tried to make so if you didn't know, Nijisanji also has an Indian group. Like for some reason they made a VTuber group in India. I don't know how they're doing. I haven't seen anything about them. I haven't checked anything about them. But they do have a group in India, which they tried to one point change into Nijisanji EN. Like they actually tried to call them Nijisanji EN at one point, but I don't think that really went the way they wanted. So it's like, okay, you're back to being Nijisanji India. And now we're trying to get an actual EN thing to work, but I still haven't heard anything about that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's still some time until July, June. And at least you know for sure Nijisanji's gonna try to have at least one guy in there. Compared to Hololive, which seems to be right now exclusively female. Oh, India actually disbanded? I'm gonna have to look into that because I haven't heard anything about that. That would be, on one hand, kind of sad, but on the other hand, it's like, I can kind of see why. Though, yeah, the market just may not be in it for some reason. I wouldn't be surprised though if that was the case. Would not be surprised. Oh, wait. Need to, actually. Well, anyway. My train of thought on that subject is a bit in a weird spot right now, so let's just leave that. And hopefully we'll hear something about... Well, Hololive, Hololive I think gets to work pretty fast, I feel like. So we might hear something in about 3 months, because I think it took roughly 3 to 6 months since auditions for the last, since the first Hololive editions ended. I think it took roughly 3 to 6 months before they were announced. All the stars that have yet to happen is because cover is comfortable with EN for the time being. I think you may be right. I think it's just easier for them to... I think it's just easier for them to, what do you call this? Just keep having female units, basically. Man, I feel bad for the boys, but it's at the same time it's inspiring that they're still holding on. That they are still holding on. Gotta give props for them for that, because they're actually, I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. You gotta say. Outside of the memes from Roberu, which is probably most people know from Hollow Stars. I do think most of them are pretty good. I don't know all of them though. I don't know all of them. But the ones I typically watch from them are Asto and Aruran, actually. the main reason why I watch Astel is because have you seen his karaoke streams? Whenever he does them, it's usually what do you call this? Non-archive. There we go. I was trying to think of the word. So it's a no archive stream usually because he sings a lot of Disney songs, and of course Disney does not like having that material on there. Winning Sun is Robru. Astel is blue-haired guy. He might have some yellow streaks in his hair. I think it's been a while since I watched him. And he plays a lot of Apex. He is crazy about Apex. He does a bunch of competitive shooter stuff. That's mainly what he does, as well as ridiculous endurance karaoke. I think usually his karaoke streams go anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. It's basically the equivalent of Corone if you're used to Corone streams, which oh boy, and you know how Corona stamina is. Astel is pretty much that, and he has a bit about the same intensity. Very, very intense guy. But yeah, he sings very, very well. I haven't checked Aradan's cover, by the way, but I should check that out later. Just been busy the past couple of days, but I should check it out later. Yeah, Aradan is... I think the main reason I watch him is because he emits the same old man energy that I feel. I don't know if I display my old man energy too much, but I have that old man energy, and it's like some kind. It's like camaraderie kind of thing, which is why I watch it. Give props to Whole Stars to actually grow and think hard to. I'm curious. 10 months learning English through his... Oh, that's nice to hear. The only thing I knew about Tenma from back in the day is he was like a super competitive gamer. I didn't know anything past that. Arudan, I know, intentionally tries to learn new words and new phrases from his chat. Because he has a bunch of what do you call this? I think he has more overseas fans than he does Japanese fans for the most part. So it's nice he's doing that. Speaking of which, I should do, even if it's just a Duolingo stream, I should probably try to do like a Japanese thing, a Japanese lesson thing here. Whenever I try to do a Japanese lesson stream here, I've usually stream with someone else. Who actually knows more Japanese than I do. But I should probably at least try a Duolingo stream just to see how that would work. But there's so many ideas I want to do and so many games also that I want to get through. It's a little bit difficult to find time to do anything. So yeah, while I try to get my shit together, so to say, thank you for putting up with me and being here, because it does mean a whole lot to it does mean a whole lot to me to actually find some motivation to keep. It's sometimes a little bit hard for that, and generally, hopefully, I'm providing at least some chill vibes in this stream. Yeah, yep. Definitely Ian's allowing them to grow. And I feel like also Ian might want, I feel like Ian in general want a little bit more variety than just the girls. Like I said, the girls are great. But I feel like they want a little bit more variety than just the girls. And, there's Let's be honest here, the girls can be a little crazy. The guys are a whole lot more chill in comparison. they're definitely not as degenerate, so to say, as the girls are. We appreciate it, but there needs to be a balance in the world. Balance. There needs to be a balance in the world, and that balance is not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Which is kind of why I appreciate Ina. I like Ina. She gives me the chill vibes I need. Very much so. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this hat, but I think that's the best I can do unless I can figure out how to blur. How the... Oh, that's the blend tool. Why did I never find this before? Okay, that's a little bit too strong. Okay, blend that in a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, I appreciate Ina, and also I appreciate some of her tips whenever she does her art streams. At least some motivational tips and some just ways to think about doing art and stuff. Because as scuffed as I do this, I do generally want to improve over time, and it would feel bad for me anyway if I didn't at least improve to some degree. Whether it be making my scuffed art be more refined scuffed, if that makes any sense. I feel like there's a way to do that. I just not quite sure how just yet. But there is a way to make refined scuff. And then imagine it if I actually make some actual good art once in a while. That would be nice. See how stars EN happening with some kind of bromance thing. We'll probably have the same amount of members of Hololive, going mostly unknown members. And I am waiting for the day that will happen. Okay, let me actually try this hat out, because I don't know how it's gonna work. So I do need to test this before I finalize it. Let's save that for now. Close this. So this is Valkyria hat. All right, I'm gonna try this hat out really quick and see how this works out. So let me see, where is my items? You're kind of getting an inside look right now when how I do stuff, which is usually not in this short amount of time. Usually, whenever I make assets or drawings, it takes me the entire day basically, because that's how the art process works. It just takes forever. But if you're on, let's say if you're on stream or somewhere else where you're put on display, you kind of have to get your act together. But anyway, let me just restart this really quick and we'll try this thing out. Okay. Am I back yet? Okay, I'm back. Let me just get this hat. I don't need to pretend this thing's not here. It's just, it's not good to look at, so I'm just gonna put it away. Speaking of which, let's see how this works. Oh yeah, I bet. I think for the first auditions, they wanted to get people who were not streamers to begin with. I think at least that's what I heard. Uh, just to see if people would be able to handle being one. Okay, let me just stay still, darn it. I think it kind of works. I think it works on a smaller scale like this. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. I'm happy with this hat. I'll be using this hat for the Valkyria stream when that comes up. And oh my gosh, this next one's gonna be a hard one. I'm gonna keep this hat on for now just because why not? This next one's gonna be a hard one though. Because I'm not gonna be drawing it. I will not be drawing this one. We will do pixel art. Today is pixel art time. Yes, I do like it. Okay, let's close this. Oh wait, what's this one? This is references. Wait. Close that. I don't think I've ever actually done pixel art on stream before, so I'm gonna have to set this up again. I thought I did before. No, I think this will. I think this will work. I think this will work. It's just not going to. Nope. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. We'll just keep that. Let's see. I'm not sure how big this is going to be either. Oh, it's probably going to be wider than it is tall. But let's make it a square just in case. Alright, so I've actually been doing a little bit of pixel art in my free time. Just because I kind of wanted to learn that. And what we are going to try making here is this thing. So this is from Atelier Ayesha, and this is like an enemy in the game. Now, normally the mascot of the series is a slime ball called a puni, but punis do not exist in this trilogy of the Atelier series. Instead, this is the mascot of that trilogy. So I'm going to be trying to make this, and maybe it'll be like my pet for the stream. Hey Nexuni, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I am doing fine. How are you? Welcome. I think you are new here, so welcome. So yeah, but right now, so let me just catch you up on what we're doing. So already I made 2 stream assets. I made one drawing of me in the Kuukiyomi art style, and then I made this hat that's on me right now for the Valkyria Chronicles stream. And I'm also going to try to make this. This is a slag. I don't know which specific slag this is. I don't know which specific slag this is, but this is the slag that's commonly used as the mascot for the Dusk series of the Atelier Dusk series. Make a pet for myself? Yeah, I thought about it before, but I don't know what pet I would make. I thought about it before. The thing is, I gotta get good at this first. And oh, sorry about that. But I gotta get good at this pixel art thing first, or at least get somewhere decent, because I'm still trying to get the kinks out of this. But for now, I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna just try to recreate this in pixel art form. And if we have enough time, I might try to see if I can get it to move a little bit, because pixel art that moves is definitely definitely nice to look at, especially if it's on stream. Or it might just be static. Nah, static pixel art on stream doesn't sound as good. So I'll try to make it move at least. But pet for myself would be nice. I just don't know what. Alright, so this is actually... Let's get some colors here first. I'm not sure what color we need to do for that outline. Maybe I'll do black for the outline, and we can start from there. Now the tools for this one. I need to check something real quick. So for the tools for this one is not Clips Studio Paint Pro. I am still using my tablet. This is a program called Asper, Assay Sprite, I think. Let me just type it in chat. Assay Sprite. There we go. It's spelled like that. That's what I'm using. I think most people, whenever they do pixel art, they either use this or more commonly Photoshop. Photoshop has been recommended to me for, in the dev server I hang out in, but I find this easier to work with. Just me personally, because I don't have to mess too much with the weirdness that Photoshop might have. So, just because you have the tools does not make you an expert, by the way. Speaking from first-hand experience. But let's see, how about... Oh, that's too thick. Maybe I need to like make it at least 2 pixels? What's 2 pixels? I think this is fine. Let's do 2 pixels wide for the outline, because 1 pixel is a little bit too small for this size. I could probably make like... If I shrank the image down from 500 by 500, which is what this size is right now. You know what? I'm actually gonna shrink this. 500 is too big to work with. Let's actually go for like maybe 200. 200. Should be more manageable. Oh man, I wish I can zoom in at like 150% or something. This is 100% zoom, this is 200% zoom, but I can't zoom in between for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure if there's a way to refine that, or that's just how this software behaves. Oh well, we'll run with it. We'll run with it. And I could probably use a smaller pixel size for our guy here. And that was the wrong one. I meant to use the moving tool. Alright, let's try that. Not the wand. So this is gonna be a learning experience for me. Okay, how do I... Okay, so I need to like make this bigger this way, make it a little fatter this way, maybe turn it a little bit. So what I found out about pixel art in my experiments with it is that you definitely have to be a bit more general as far as your shapes. Like whenever you do pixel art, it's like a very precise thing, right? At least compared to drawing. Pixels go here, it kind of looks like this when you zoom out. And it just seems to like be more defined because you do have these pixels as limiting your boundaries. What the heck went down here? Okay, maybe I need to actually make this into 2 pixels wide. But from what I found out with messing around with pixel art though, is it is a bunch of shapes you put together that you just kind of sort of finagle with to try to get something that looks decent. You can try laying down the pixels one square at a time, but that takes forever. So doing these shapes like this, getting an outline of what you want to do seems to be the way to go, at least from my experience. Now my pixel art sensei might just drop in here and give me an earful if I say anything wrong. So I learned a lot from I learned quite a bit though from the people in the dev server, because the people in the dev server are what you would call game dev professionals, and I'm kind of surprised I actually know these people, to be honest. Like, it's amazing how many game devs I actually know that's just within reach for advice and all that stuff. And it's like, wow. Okay. It do be a thing, and I will try to learn as much from them as possible, because they are also friends, by the way. Also friends. Okay, so that's a circle. Guess I can make it a little bit wider. Let's make it. Oh no. Why did it do that? When I wanted to make it wider, I did not want the... Oh, canvas size. I just need to increase the canvas size instead. Yeah, that should be good enough. I just basically want enough room for the tail. Alright, so from here... Alright, so that's the outline for the main body. Let me just label it so I don't lose it. It's a good thing that I can still do layers and stuff in this program, but it's still kind of difficult. It's not as easy. All right, American Bison, thanks for dropping by. It was nice talking to you. That was nice talking to you. So this is a slag. All right, so we got the main body. I'm gonna go for the tail next, since that seems to be pretty easy to make. Now here's a question though. Do I go for the squares or do I go for... I might just draw this part out. It might be easier to do that. Okay, so I don't know if well, let me check before I say that. Yeah, I don't think there's like a line tool in Aspertite anyway, compared to like CSP or Photoshop, where you can just like set a dot down and drag out for a line. So in this case, I'm probably going to just either draw it out or maybe make squares to create my lines. Let's see how drawing it out works. That's not the pen button. I wonder if I can just make a square. Question is, how big of a square do I want? Let's try the square. Let's try the square method. Oh, that actually works fairly decently. I like it. Now I just need to... No, not that way. Okay, back. So we need to squish this a little bit. Like, the diamond shape is this way. And elongate a little bit. No, not that way. This way. I wonder if there's a flip. Can I flip this? I don't know if I can make an mirror, a horizontal flip on this thing. Is there a horizontal flip? If there is, I'm not seeing it, so I'm gonna have to do this a different way. And this pixel art is like working with Lego bricks, I feel like. Except the Lego bricks are amorphous blocks that you can't really control too well. Or at least I can't control too well, as the case may be. I'm just trying to get the... I'm just trying to like get a square shape where if you look at the square right now and where this top pointy part is, I want that to be on the other side. So I say I want it to be like flipped horizontally 180. I can't seem to make that happen for whatever reason. Maybe I need to like do something like this and then stretch out like that. Oh, that's probably what I should have done. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Too stretched. This way. Stretch out. Or maybe I can just draw. Or maybe put multiple shapes together and to do it. Still trying to figure this out. I am not an expert at this. I am not an expert at this. Okay, let's just draw it out. It might be better though. And then we can just refine the edge afterwards. Kind of looks like this. So that's the small triangle part, the small diamond part, which I'm going to make smaller, because it's definitely not that big. Like this small. I think it's about this big. I'm going to have another layer for the bigger diamond. That tail is quite, it's a rhombus anyway. I want to say rhombus, but I feel like that's not the right shape. Definitely feels rhombus-y, in any sense. Okay, I think that's the general shape I want. It's going to be very rough right now, but I'm going to try to even that out. I'm going to even that out later. So this is the tail. Okay, so next, after the tail, I think I need to make the ear parts. It's not really an ear. It's like horns. It's more like horns than an ear. And since that's more of an odd shape, it's like a flattened oblong. At least the front horn is. I may just draw that out. But let's see what not that one. This one. Let's see what this Can I make this pointy? Can I make this pointy? I can probably make it pointy later. We're just gonna set the shape in for now, and then Hold on, there's someone at the door. Let me just check on it really quick. Be right back. Alright guys, I just got something really exciting just now. But basically it's going to be used for a cooking stream. And I'm gonna experiment with it for a couple of weeks first to see how it works and get used to the equipment. But once I get a better idea on how to use it, then you might see it in a cooking stream. It's gonna be exciting. Though it's I'm not sure how well it's going to translate in the cooking stream, because typically in the cooking stream you kind of want it to go pretty hard and fast. But this one's gonna be part slow cooking and part what do you call this? Words. I need words. Finishing? I don't know. Something along those lines. Part slow cooking, part finishing the product. But yeah, I got a new tool in, and I want to try it. But it's like, got so much food in the fridge right now. I need to finish that off first before I actually make anything else. It's a bummer. All right. Anyway. So that's what that was. It was a delivery. Okay, so that's one horn. Hey Pie Place, welcome to the stream and thank you for the hugs. How are you doing? Right now we're doing a little bit of pixel art. I do not claim to be an expert in pixel art, but we're doing this anyway. Because this is a stream material I'm going to be hopefully using for my Atelier Ayesha stream. So right now we're just laying shapes down and gonna hopefully at least get the first panel done. I might do the rest of the panels off stream depending on how long it takes. But I am doing okay. I'm just trying to get as much out of my last week of vacation before I go back to work next week. It's going to be exciting. All right, so that's the front horn. So we made an outline for the body and an outline for the tail. We did an outline for the front horn. How am I supposed to shape that back horn? So we can probably do it in two shapes. We can probably do it. So here's a circle that we can use to shape part of it. So we'll probably use part of this curve on the horn. Just make sure the height is okay and the curve looks decent. All right, so we're going to be using part of this curve. I'm just gonna. Why is it not erasing? Oh, that's why. So we're going to erase part of this horn, the one that we don't need. I think I need just about there. So and then draw down a line this way. I think I'll just draw the rest of this because I don't think I need to do shapes for the rest of that horn. Alright, so I think that's the back horn for this creature. And then I need to get the other shapes, the eyes, the whiskers, the feet, and the little spikes, and whatever that thing in front of its face is, which I think is going to be the hardest part. So let's do that first. I at least want to get the general shape for that, and then it'll be easier to work. Okay. Yeah, I think for this one we can do a square. It's going to be a small square though. And I need to oh wait, I think it's more like a diamond shape, so I need to make an actual square, not a rectangle. So let me just set that down. Oh wait, that's the marquee. Okay, here's a square. Here's a square that we're gonna shape. Polygonal lasso. What? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. What happened? Oh wait, that was the wrong layer. Of course it's the wrong layer. Everyone, watch your layers. You don't want to put everything on one layer and later on find out that you did too much work and you can't separate everything again. Front diamond. I'm gonna call that front diamond. Ah, crap. What was that? Okay. First things first, we're gonna make a square. I think a square. Just a normal square. I don't think it needs to be. It needs to be a very even square. Select inverse, I think. Yep, and this is what we're going to shape. We're gonna drag that. Oh well. Let's see. If I drag the diagonals, that makes it. If I do that then. So if that's the case, what does this square look like? Maybe I'll just draw it. I might just draw it because that just sounds easier right now than having to figure out how the square works and then trying to extend it that way. So we'll just draw this for now and I'll finish that in a bit. Seems a little too big though. Yeah, it's a little too big. Let's shrink that up a little bit. Smaller. Smaller. I think that works. And then just have another layer. Then we'll probably merge this afterwards. Now, why am I making this into a pixel art rather than just drawing it and using that? Because I want this to move and I like the pixel aesthetic. That's it. That is it. Why does any one of us do art? Because we want to. And I would rather go through this pain of making this look 8-bit-ish. And just, yeah, I just like it. I like it. I think that's roughly the shape. I don't think it's gonna be. Let's see. It is kind of diamond, a little bit bulbous on that side. Yep, I think that works. I think that works for the shape. Let's merge that down. Then need to make shapes for eyes. I wonder if I need to shrink this a little bit. It looks a little bit too big. Yep, I think that's good right there. Okay, so the rest should be easy. I say it should be easy, but I don't know if it's actually going to be easy. Nothing ever is. So let's make eyes really quick, because that seems to be the easiest thing to do. Oh, this one needs to be like super thin. Oh, that is the wrong layer again. Man, I wonder how many pixel artists actually, if they see this, would kind of cringe on my method. I'm just doing whatever. I'm just doing whatever. This makes the most sense to me. I don't think there's a good way. I don't think there's a right way or wrong way to do this. It's probably not efficient, at the very least. But this is how I do it. Okay, so we got eyes, we got that, and then we're gonna do whiskers and spikes next. Whiskers, spikes. Which I think I can just draw out. The whiskers. Oh, it definitely needs to be a thin line for the whisker. So the whisker is just going to be here. So that's one whisker, and there's another whisker within the actual main body, which we'll worry about later. And then spikes. We got one spike up here. Yeah, I think that's a good spike. And then one more spike. Down there. Alright, and then we gotta do legs. Legs are next. It does have little tiny nub of legs. So you can only see 3 because the 4th one is kind of hidden in the back. Kind of sort of hidden in the back. I'm gonna raise this eye a little bit. It seems a little low. It looks cute this way, but it seems a little low. I'm gonna raise it. Up. Yeah, just that eye. There we go. And I think the front diamond here can move a little bit. Maybe rotate just a little bit. All right, let's finally get to the legs. All right, so legs, they're just basically little nubs. So there's like one leg over there, another leg over here, I'm not quite sure how this other leg looks though. The back legs. I think that'll work though. I think the back leg should be a little bit bigger. at least comparable to the front leg that it's with. Something like that. I think something like that. Oh wait, not the eraser. Alright, so here is our overall shape for this guy. Now comes the refining part of the edges, and I can finally dump some details on this. Let's see though, how am I gonna do this? We have a mix of thick and thin lines. I probably should have made them all the same width, which I think I will probably do here. The eyes can be pretty thin, so we'll just keep the eyes as is. Whiskers and spikes, I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to refine the edge on that afterwards. The whiskers. That whisker looks already good. Okay. Alright. Let's refine some edges here, because that's... I don't think we can start coloring until we actually do. Now for refining the edges, there's a couple of ways to go about it that I've found. So we also have this little preview screen up here that we can refer to. It's a little hard to fit on the stream screen, so let me see if there's a better way to do this. Window capture. The window capture will work. It does not. It actually does not work. But I did find out that I can do a window capture on Aspertite. Aspertite. Instead of what I usually do. CSP program, because if you do a window capture in a CSP, it doesn't seem to get like it captures the window just fine, but it's like it shrinks it to ridiculous degrees for some reason. I don't know why. If we do this, we can get that on screen. Let me see if we can fit at least the majority. I think I can use that. And close this one because it's not relevant. Okay, I think that'll work. That'll work. So at least you can see. So the main thing I wanted to show here is a preview screen, because that's going to be pretty helpful once we look at the zoomed out portion as we try to refine the edges on our sprite here. So I'm going to actually, there's no order specifically I'm going to go with this. I'm probably just going to start with the back horn because that's the thing that sticks out to me the most. So it's going to delete some pixels here, maybe fill them in as I need to. But I'm mainly just taking a eraser for the most part and rubbing those pixels down. Kind of still want them to be a little bit on the thick side. So, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do like a combination of drawing in and erasing. It might work best. So let's see. So something also I have noticed is if drawing in general is considered similar to painting and just drawing in general, then I think pixel art would be closer to sculpting, because that's essentially what we're doing here, it feels like. It may not, we're kind of like laying down the blocks and sculpting out the shape that we want. And then the color filling should be the easy part, because we just take a bucket of paint and splash it in there. Though I guess if I were to make something like a 32 by 32 pixel art, it wouldn't be quite the same. Instead, we're using, in that case, it'll be more like Lego bricks, is what I feel like. And that is a lot tougher, at least, I think. I think that looks okay, but I need to like... This corner bugs me. Alright, I think that's okay. This is a little too thick, so I need to like make it a bit. Oh no. I'm not sure which way I like it better. I think I'll take that for the back horn. At least it looks okay in the preview. I'll trust the preview on this one, because there's just some odd, what do you call this, thickness that wasn't quite expecting. All right, now time for the front horn. So the front horn is actually a little bit more on the pointy side because of the angle. So let's probably shave the outside here. The preview. Need more blocks. Need more blocks. The thickness is what gets me. Also, I can't really see this color, so maybe I need to change the color a little bit so I can at least see what I'm shaving off. It's not dark enough. I mean, there's gonna be blue eventually, so I guess I should just start with. Here we go. Now, typically when you do pixel art, I think most people recommend using just a mouse for greater control. And I can see why, because I have had to do that a few times. But I just like using a pen because it just makes at least I feel like it makes my process a bit faster. Though that may not actually be true. Okay, so I kind of wanted to be pointy there. So let's move this part. And then find this pointiness up here a little bit. Kind of like that. Unlike sculpting though, you cannot put back chips that cannot put back rocks that you chipped off. So I don't think you can. If anyone's actually done that, I would like to know how. Because I feel like that would be more of a pain than it's worth. It's a little flat on the side, but I think yeah, I think that's fine. It just looks different really close up, but the preview says it looks fine. Let me do this over here. I do want this to be a bit thinner if possible, not too thin though. Oh, no wonder the spikes are in the way, that's why. Okay, let's actually bring that down to a lower layer so that I can actually work with this. That makes sense. That makes sense. But why can't I see this portion? It's because it's overlapped, that's why. In hindsight, it probably should be anyway. I wish I can actually zoom in on this preview, because it looks a little lopsided still to me, this horn portion. At least this part of the horn. I am in the wrong layer. That explains everything. Okay, let's try this again, actually on the right position. I'll take that. I'll take that for that. Okay. Next easiest part I think would be the little diamond parts up front. Just finish off this circle, this triangle first. And I'm going to just change the color so that it'll be easier to see on here, but I'm going to change it back to a different color once we actually start filling the cells in. Okay, let's make this triangle a bit more shapely. Okay, so the big diamond at the bottom, well, the diamond at the bottom and the diamond at the top kind of fuse together. So I actually need to show it fusing in a way. So it kind of looks like fused like this, I think. And then gotta just chisel out that shape. I think it looks roughly like that. Okay, maybe I just add little dots one at a time here. I probably should have separated these two diamonds. Reiji, this is called Aciprite. Let me type that in the chat. So this is called Aciprite. And I think, so typically when people do pixel art, I think most people would use Photoshop to do it. But it just seems easier for me to work with this one. So whatever tool you use for pixel art is the tool you should be using. I mean, I don't think there's any right way or wrong way to go about it. But I tried this. I like it. So this is what I'm going with. And if you want to give this a try, I think it is available on Steam. Actually, I'm pretty sure I got this on Steam, and it's not expensive at all. So if it's just something you want to mess around with, it should be fairly inexpensive compared to, like, say, Photoshop. I feel like this is roughly the same price, if not a little cheaper than CSP, Clip Studio Paint. Definitely cheaper than Clip Studio Paint, I feel. The software itself does take a little bit of getting used to. But once you get it down, it's fairly workable. Okay, I think I need to use a smaller eraser for this one. Still looks a little rough to me. I don't think there's much I can do about that. I'll try to smooth it out as best as I could, but I don't think I can get rid of this roughness 100%. Oh, that's probably part of the reason why it looks rough. This angle doesn't seem to be formed correctly. Okay. I think that outline is as good as I can get that part. All right. So front horn outline done, back horn outline done. Head diamond done. Eyes are done. I don't think I need to do anything about the eyes. I do kind of want to shave this whisker down a little bit. It's a little too thick. I feel it's a little too thick, but I don't need to shave it down too much. Like this much is fine. I don't know if you saw a difference, but I just took off a few pixels and that looks better already. Let me see if I can do something about the spikes in the legs, because those are easy to do. See, I probably should shave it from the inside because I do want a little extra space for when I color in the legs. Like, if you can see the image, there are two colors on the leg portion. So I want to give it enough space to where I can actually do that. Okay, well I can, oh, that's because it's a circle. I'll mess with you. I probably should have worked in the circle next, but we'll get to that soon. That's probably the last one. That's probably one of the last bits I'm going to work on. Okay. Use black. Actually use black. Actually, the animation idea I had for this is that it was like walking on its feet, but not when I think about it. This particular monster doesn't actually walk. Not this one. I think this one floats. I'm gonna probably have to rethink on what my animation is gonna be. This is probably just gonna be very, very simple, like it bobbing up and down. At least for an initial animation, I think that should be okay. Pixels, man, they look nice, but they take so much more work than just drawing. It's hilarious. I think it's funny. But this is the aesthetic a lot of people like, so it's like, yeah, you think it's simple just because it's all pixels, but it's not. It is actually more difficult than drawing. And actually, from what my pixel art teacher told me you need to know at least some anatomy to be able to create people in pixel art. Otherwise, it's not going to turn out very well. Which, by the way, if you follow me on Twitter, I have a list of pixel artists that I sometimes reference. At least one of them I reference heavily. But it would be, if you're interested in pixel art, I would look at those artists, see what they do, and try to mimic the shading and shapes that they do for pixel art. Because that's kind of where I'm trying to learn. Unlike drawing, I feel like unlike drawing, it's not very easy to. Well, let me. That's the wrong word. It's not something anyone teaches you. At least back in the day, no one taught you how to do pixel art. No one really taught you how to do pixel art back in the day. They can teach you how to draw, but pixel art was not a thing. I think the closest thing you can say pixel art is related to is pointillism, which is, I mean, it looks weird as a painting. It looks weird as an art style, but it's very valid, and it's something Impressionists used back in the day, or at least one particular guy did. But yeah, precursor to pixel art. But pixel art, I feel like it's a little bit more difficult. Or at least it's a bit more finicky, because once you zoom in on this thing, you see how rough it is right now. But when you zoom out, you see the shapes come together a little bit better, but it's still not great. It's like they have to be stretched out just enough. It just has to be lined up just right to get the shape you want. So there's a little bit of sculpting going on, a little bit of anatomy lessons that need to be learned. You just keep learning. And you know what? If there's one thing I want to get good at is pixel art. Because I want to be able to make my own sprites in my games. And if I can make pixel art for at least some assets, or at least the aesthetic as pixel art, I think that would be nice. It's horribly inefficient, by the way. But it's all about style, right? When has style ever been efficient? Never. Style has never been efficient. But we do it anyway for art. Art! It's art. Remember that scene in Iron Giant? Well, not the scene specifically, but it's a meme now. It's art. I think I actually used it for thumbnail once. Alright, shave this down. I went for the thick lines, but maybe starting out thicker and then shaving it down will probably be. If I actually tried to build this pixel by pixel, it would take much longer. But I kind of understand now what my teacher was saying about get the shapes first. Like you're working with shapes, you're not really working pixel by pixel. You probably might work pixel by pixel if it's like a smaller image, like a 32 by 32, but something this big, not as much. I could have made a 32 by 32 or something similar, but it's hard for me to visualize it that way. I feel like if you can make a 32 by 32 really good, then you really know what you're doing. I feel like you really know what you're doing. I need to shave a little bit of this back. bit of a jaggedness here that I can't seem to get rid of. Oh, I see why. It's because of this part over here. Also this part up here, that when I was flipping the shape of... No, I wasn't flipping the shape around because it wasn't a shape. I actually drew this out. And the drawing just kind of made certain parts thicker than I wanted to be. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. It doesn't look too bad when zoomed out like this. It does bug me a little bit that it's not a perfect edge. But if you kind of look at the reference over here, it is a little bit bulbous on a certain, like on one part, and then elongated. So I might try to see if I can get that same effect. So let's actually try to get that same effect. See how that works. Kind of looks like this. Also maybe shrunk down a little bit. Shrunk down. Oh, now I have to redo the lines. Do I want to do that? No, I do not. Let's just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay. Last bit of outline I think I need to do is this circle. It's a little rough, so I'm going to smooth that out. There's a lot of smoothing out to do. A lot of smoothing out to do. 300%. Oh wait, that's not the body. This is the body. Go it from the inside. I can't draw, but I can do this much. I can do this much. Which, by the way, pixel art is not a substitute for drawing. Let us make that clear. It is not a substitute for drawing. But I can make it easier to draw. And you got a flat butt now. Oh, too flat. There we go. It's not quite as flat. This part can actually be fixed. I don't think we're gonna need this section much anymore. Now, I've been told that like digital art, is not supposed to be destructive. I can't help it. Cannot help it. Like whatever pixels you lay down supposedly just stay there. But I'm very, very bad about that. Bad about that. Okay. Trying to clean up some invisible pixels because I can't really see them with this circle. Guess I might as well get the main color for the circle. Actually, I'll probably just stick to black for the outline color. Because it'll probably look better that way. Oh, that's one of them. I don't know about you guys, but pixel art's, I feel like a bit more relaxing compared to drawing. Just because it's like, yeah, we're kind of like putting Lego blocks together. Without any instructions, by the way. Lego blocks with no instructions, you just kind of make whatever. But there is a process of making whatever. Well, I guess technically, if you're used to doing Minecraft, this is like the art of Minecraft. Also Terraria. Also Terraria. Probably should make those spikes a bit smaller. That's kind of what I want to do. That's kind of hopefully what I'm doing, because I honestly, as much as I like the high energy streams that a lot of people seem to be doing, I do not have the capacity. Not the capacity. I don't have the energy to do that, like constantly. I enjoy them. I enjoy them just like anyone else does. Who doesn't? I just can't keep it up for very long, so I don't. There's my default. There's my default. And I know a lot of people who are typically not energetic force themselves to be energetic and wear themselves out doing that. And I'm like, I feel you. If this is how you want to be, I'm not. It's like this. It's not easy. If you want to be energetic, but you're not normally not energetic, like you want to show yourself as extroverted, but you typically aren't, more power to you. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. There's got to be a balance in the world. I feel like there's got to be a balance in the world, and I want to at least provide that balance. Oh, that's open. That's the door. I mean, there's not to say that I probably won't have my own form of high energy streams once in a while. It's just not typical. Let's see, how does this actually look now? Okay, I think for the most part that circle looks fairly good. I need to thicken up a bit on the back side. How long have I been on this? So we've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I don't remember when I started the pixel section. No, wait, I actually wrote it down. So the outline and shaping of this pixel portion is already taking me an hour. It's good to know where I am at, because I think I kind of also want to open up like commissions eventually for pixel art. I say that now and I'm probably gonna regret it just mentioning it, but I kind of want to open up commissions for pixel art once I get a little bit more confident about it, in case anyone wants some pixelated portraits or something like that. And considering how long this takes, it's not going to be cheap. Let's just say that. Even for a newbie, it's not going to be cheap. Though I will try to make it fair. This is a good idea, though, how long it takes for me to do it. As long as the expectations are there on how to do it, how it's going to turn out, I don't think people complain too much. Which is also why I like Ina, because she is part of that relaxed gang. Oh, I probably could have done it that way. Why did I not think of that? She is part of that relaxed gang. Like, that's her default state. And I much appreciate it. Okay. I think I shaved the spike. I hope it's not too shaved. It's a little too jagged for me. I don't think I can do much more than that. Let me see. What happens if I actually reshape this part? This is the original. I kind of want it to slope down a little bit. I think that looks better. I think that looks better. There's a portion of that that's a little bit too straight. Yeah, I think this looks a little bit better. It's like a little bit of staircase effect. Just need to. Oh, that's too big. Too pointy. All right, I think that's pretty much it for the outline, which is quite a bit of work just to get there. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. So after this, I need to actually fill it in and work on the details. So I'm going to do the fill in first before I do any detailing. Because if you look at the reference we have, the main detailing I'm going to be doing are the differences between the dark blue and the light blue. And on the tail, it's going to be the dark purple and the light purple, and then the yellow highlights. That's it. I'm not going to do any like fancy shading or anything like that. I'm just doing it like very, very basic flat coloring. The shade, not going to worry too much about that right now. I might do it some other time if I feel like it, but it's not really necessary. I don't feel like it's necessary in this case. Because the main attraction here is just the shape. If the more detailed I'm going to try to make this, the more things we have to worry about. I don't really need to do that. Alright, so we're gonna do an black outline for the color, for the parts I've colored in. Which there's two parts I colored in. So that and this. Okay, now let's figure out which blue color I want before I dump a bunch of paint on here. I think this works. Let me see. Let me just do a swath here, see how that looks. And then this will be the dark portion. Oh yeah, I think that'll work perfectly. That works perfectly actually. See what this one actually looks like. If I were to shade, I'd probably shade with this color. Let me actually make a reference layer so I actually know what I'm doing. It's like these are just the default colors on the side of the program, which I don't think is actually showing on screen right now. But these are just some default colors that's already in the program, and I think they work pretty well already. So basically, once you open Aspirite, it gives you a basic set of palettes that you can choose your pixel art from. I think it gives you 32 colors, or 32 bits of color. But if you want it to be more detailed than that, you can definitely pick different shades, and you can make your own shades, which I think is useful depending on what you want to do. Oh, that's not the right color. So that's purple. I wonder if this... Okay, so we can... it's a little bit too pink. I want a lighter purple, so let's go back to this. Not that. It's very hard to get a light pink. How does that compare to this other one? So this is more, so this one's a little bit more pink. This is a lighter purple, which I think is what I'm kind of shooting for the tail, or at least one part of the tail. Let's see about yellow. Ooh, bright yellow. I want to tone it down. I do not. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I know that's some muddy yellow. I don't want that. Nope. This might work. It's not like pure yellow, but it's not also too dark. The kind of sort of does look a little dark. Oh no, this is perfect. This is perfect. This one. This is perfect. I'll take that. Alright. Coloring time, which hopefully should be pretty easy. Let's see. Alright, so I think main body, I said I wanted this blue. See how that actually works. Oh, right. What to do? Can I do a bucket tool based on refer to visible layers? Okay. So there is a way to do that. So there's that, this, and this. And I think there's a little bit over here that got missed. As well as here. Okay, that is the light blue. Now I know some of these have like mix of light blue and dark blue, but we'll just roll it because we're going to shade it also in it. I might actually do a little bit of shading, but we'll see if it makes sense to do so. So that's the purple on the tail. Now I'll probably outline some of the color segments with black to make it more consistent with what we got here. think for the most part, it should be fun. Nice. And I probably should put a little mouth where the eyes are. And the mouth is just a tiny little dot. There we go. Alright, that's our flats. So I think I probably could use a better flat for some of these. Like the horns, I think are mostly purple, so not or dark blue, so let's do it dark blue. And then the highlights will be whatever is not the main color. Let's see, I think this one can be mostly blue. I think will work for me. It will work for me. Alright, so I think I'm going to do the yellow highlights first, just because that seems to be the easier color to work with. And we're just going to take the pencil and color it in. That's all. That's really all there is to it. Now I might do a little blurring, but we'll see if that's even an option to do. See if that's even an option in this case. Okay, let's do the feet next. Actually, the feet. Do I want it that color? Should I make it a little bit darker? See how that looks. It does look a little bit odd compared to the rest of the body if I do it that way. But if I did do it this way, I would probably be forced to. Ah, this is how you make the preview bigger. I did not. Why did I just find this out now? Why did I just find this out now? I've been meaning to do this for one of my the schedule thing I make every week. I actually made that with Asperite, the parts of it anyway. And I only can get like a very small portion of it in the preview screen, so I can't really look at it very easily. But I did not realize I could do this, where I can make the window any shape I want. Well, the thing about the schedule is, what do you want to do? When are you generally available? And it's not only does it tell people like when you do things, right? But it also makes sure that you don't overwork yourself. Let's say you schedule yourself for 5 streams for a week. Let's just say 5 streams. Do you want to do all 5 streams in a row, or do you want to do like 2 days here, take a couple of days break here, 3 days there, or how do you want to spread it? It's a good way to visualize on how you're taxing your body. Oh, the graphic part of it? That's your own aesthetic. That's honestly your own aesthetic. I mean, a lot of people use a simpler thing compared to mine. I just like doing the pixel art, so that, and I just wanted to, what do you call this? Just make it stand out. That's my way of making it stand out. I don't put that effort into the layout because honestly, to me, a layout on the stream sometimes gets in the way. I just kind of want to focus on whatever we're doing. So I know a lot of people like layouts. I know layouts are a big thing. It's just not something I personally use. I think I got most of my layout inspirations from Korone. If you ever seen Korone, she has zero layout as far as where chat goes, where the game goes. She has zero layout. She has a background. She has an opening now. She didn't used to have one for the longest time. But that's where I'm taking my inspirations from. So if no layout works for her, then I don't see a reason why I should work on a layout. I think this looks weird, so I'm gonna switch back to the light blue and then shade it out from there. Shade it out from there. Okay, so I think it's shaded like this. I'm gonna say it's shaded like that. Very simple. Very, very simple. It's a little hard to see where it is on the reference though. It's like little nubs. As cute as this thing is, they're actually quite dangerous in the game itself. Like, they're not the hardest thing you will find, but lore-wise, they're actually very dangerous. More dangerous than the Poonies, the little slime balls that you typically see in the Atelier games as the fodder, the common enemy fodder. Now, I'm not gonna get into like what these things exactly are, at least not outside the context of the game. We'll get to that when we get to that. But just know these things in lore are dangerous and also kind of dangerous depending on what part of the game you are. Because these are kind of special enemies. But somehow they're the mascot of that particular trilogy. So, okay, we'll work with it. Let's see. Man, I know a lot of people make like a bunch of pixel art in Minecraft. I wonder how long it would take to make this. I feel like it would take forever. Also Terraria, by the way. Since I don't see as many people streaming Terraria, I think I would rather just keep doing Terraria as my quote-unquote Minecraft stream. And I like it anyway. I think I like it better than Minecraft, just for me personally, because there's actual bosses to fight. There's actual bosses to fight, and I feel like I need that. I've also been suggested to do, I think, like Dragon Quest Builders, which takes a bunch of which borrows a lot of stuff from Minecraft. I'll think about it. I'll think about that one, but it does look fairly fun. Funny thing though, I never grew up in Minecraft, so I guess it's more associated with childhood for a lot of people. I grew up with Legos. I grew up with Legos, which I guess is close enough to Minecraft. Let's see, how does it actually look? Oh, that doesn't look bad. I probably should have looked at the preview. The preview is always at 100%, but not this thing. It's never at 100%. So, okay, so that looks okay. The spikes look okay. I think I really need to do some shading though. I'll do the shading last. Okay, so yellow, yellow, yellow. I think there's also a bit of yellow. somewhere around here. Let's just do that really quick. And since there needs to be a little bit of contrast to not blend that thing in. Dark blue or this blue? Maybe this blue. Probably fill this a little bit. Yeah, I think that works okay. Let's try. How do I... Oh, escape. Escape to cancel it. Now there's something I haven't shown yet as far as what you can do. You can actually do blur. You can also blur colors here, but I haven't actually tried it on... Okay, but it's probably too strong. Probably too strong. Okay, so I can do a heavy blur, I can do a light blur. Does a light blur even make sense to do? I know it makes sense to do on the whisker over here, but does it make sense to do it anywhere else? I'll worry about the blur later. I'll worry about the blur later. Though I think it's something I want to do. Okay, before I work on the horns, because the horns look like a pain in the butt. I'm gonna work on the tail, because it looks a little bit easier to do. By the way, I remember how we had all our parts in different layers? The colors, though, I'm doing it all on one layer. I think for me, it's a little bit easier to do it that way. I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but I'm doing it all in one layer at least for the colors. All right. So it kind of looks like this. Kind of looks like that. Yeah, I think we would have to shade this just a little bit to make it work. Man, already half the stream is just this one pixel art alone. I really did the other ones pretty quickly, comparatively. Shows you how long it takes to do this. If I was just drawing it, much faster. It'd probably be done in like 30 minutes to an hour. But not this. No. We're taking our time with this one. Okay, so next I think I'll do this diamond thing on the head. Let's see. Maybe I need to do 2 pixels. Let's try that first. I'm gonna zoom in really close because we need to get this pretty tight. Just watch the preview up here. See how that looks like in comparison. Okay, I guess we're going to shave that down a little bit. 4 pixels this. Oh, whoa, that's no, not 14, 4. 4. Actually, let's do 2. It's easier to control. So there's that. And that, I think, works, though I think I want to make this portion a little bit more pointy. This inside blue portion a little bit more pointy. I don't think I can. Doesn't seem like it's physically possible to. No, it is. I'm just not trying hard enough. I think that is okay. And that might be okay for the most part. Alright, so yellow. There's a bit of yellow here also. Just shave that down a bit. Yep. I wonder if I actually should make this yellow color more transparent. It's actually possible to do that. See what actually it looks like when it's more transparent. Oh, that's actually the effect I want. So let's redo that. Actually, let's wait. So I need to. Let's see what actually happens if we do. So this is blue, and then we go for the more transparent yellow. It blends in. It blends in. Now the thing about the transparency here, though, if you use transparency on your colors and you layer it again on top of the same transparency, it kind of multiplies. So what I mean is, so this is like one layer of color. If you put yellow, this same color again with the same transparency, you can see that the colors overlap. It makes it darker. It's a multiply effect, if you're familiar with the term. So gotta be careful with this. But this is kind of what I'm looking for. I gotta be really careful not to do that up too much. Okay, so I guess I'll also use a blur here. See how the blur tool works. I just kind of want to see what it looks like right now. I'm not gonna finalize the blur. I actually don't think I want to blur this too much. I'm gonna worry about that. I will worry about that. Let me test this out. Oh yeah, I think that's closer to what I'm looking for, because it's not really a bright yellow, though we can definitely do a bright yellow. I gotta decide, do I want this to be accurate to what we see, or do I just want it to be solid? I think just for simplicity's sake, I think I'm gonna go for solid for now. And if I mess with it off stream, then I mess with it off stream. Alright, triangle, this inner triangle. Yup. A little bit thinner on this side. Close enough. We'll take it. And now I have to also do that same light blue color up here. So I think there's two portions to this back horn. There's one. So there's like one straight down here. And another one that kind of does this number. Like a little backwards L. Just need to smooth that out, but I think that's kind of what it's doing. And then for this front horn, this is the front side of that thing, which I think has a little bit simpler pattern to work. It's kind of sort of like this. I think it's kind of sort of like, may want to adjust. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and fill those blues in. So one blue here, one blue here, one blue there. And then refine the edge on this L shape over here. Actually, maybe it needs to be a bit thinner up here. Okay, I think. So these are the flats for this guy. I could definitely shade this in a little bit to give it a little bit more texture. I think if I were to just use it as is, I think it wouldn't be it wouldn't be bad. It definitely would not be bad. Let me see what I can do though. 'Cause I at least want to give it a little bit more definition. So we're gonna have at least a shade layer. Let's see if a shade layer will help. Okay, so shading. So shade needs to be above color, and then... Okay, so we actually have all the colors here. Alright, so for this one, I'm just kind of streaking some colors that we already have. This one's not going to be as precise. I don't think it needs to be as precise. But I also might try to experiment with that blur tool we have, see how that works. I think it has a nice effect to it. I'm gonna keep it, at least for the shading. Not sure how I feel about that with the other parts of this. We'll see once we get there. There might actually also be some opportunity to use the very faint yellow color, like over here, and like over here, as a shine, as well as up here. And then back to the purple. Which might have a bit more limited use on this front part and this front horn. Let's try the blur again, see how that affects it. I'll take it, but I definitely have to probably blur some of the outlines and inner colors to make this work. We'll see about it. Actually, let me see what happens to the... Let's do the whiskers. Let's see how that works. I don't know what those options are, but I probably should look at them at some point. You know what? I think I will blur the outline a little bit, because it might help give a little bit of definition to this thing. Now you're not really going to see it too much until we zoom in, but the image should start looking a little fuzzy, just a little bit. I kind of want to see what the overall effect will be. And this is just the outline so far. I might do it to the flats also to be more consistent. Let's see, did I do it to the tail? I actually did it to the tails. Now let me see what the effect is if I do it on some of the fronts. Actually, I probably don't need to do it in the fronts. Just the shading. Shading itself would be probably okay to do that. And maybe some of the yellow. Maybe some of the yellow. That's probably because of this. That's right. Only active layers. There we go. I want to replace these yellow parts with a lighter yellow shade that I was messing around with earlier, because I think it just would maybe be a little bit better. Let's see that. I think I need to like make a separate layer of this stuff before I destroy what I already made. And you may not see any difference yet on screen, but it will be there. It will be there. Just really concentrating right now because it's like 1 pixel, a little bit difficult to Okay, let's see how that works. Hopefully I did this correctly. And it looks like I mostly did. Oh, nope. Now if I merge this down... Actually, I think I have to do it from the menu. Merge this down. We can fill the missing parts in. Alright, I think that looks a little bit better. I'm not sure if I want to blur it though. The eyes will stay the lighter yellow. It's kind of like headlights in this case. Let's see if that looks better. Take it. Don't overuse the blur though, because it doesn't work all the time. As in, you don't want to use it all the time. I think in this case it gives it a little bit more of a robotic feel, which I think works well. Alright, so we may not need to do like the big shading that you see in the reference. I still need to work on this tail a little bit more. So I'm going to add a few more lines to that. Make it a little bit more diamond shape-ish. Because this is pixel art. It definitely has more lines than normal art. We have a line there, and a line here. Maybe also a line going this way. This one kind of goes all the way up here. We're doing that. I'm going to use our light blur on it. Definitely has a more robotic feel. I really like this. Merge this down. Alright, so if I were to do one more thing, it would probably be the shade, that big blue shade. So I'm gonna see how that would look. If it doesn't work the way I expect it to work, then we can skip it. I don't think it's needed. At least in this case, I don't think it's needed. Let's see how it works though. So it would be kind of like this. Maybe like this. And it would shade it somewhere around here. Okay. All right. So I think I see where I'm going with this, but the opacity needs to be lower. Kind of like what we had with the yellow, where it's a little bit see-through. Need to do the same thing here. Just enough to where it doesn't look too muddy, and avoid the muddiness if possible. It's going to be a little tough actually. And lots of eraser action, because that's going to be a thing. Let's go and erase this portion first. And I actually have this in a different layer. So if I screw up, I can just... Oh, wrong layer. Whoop, and it's back to normal. So... oops. Okay, let's see, that's the feet. Man, it's like the majority of the body is kind of shaded. That's gonna make it a little difficult to work with. I kind of need to do this number, and then this number, and then that number, and then this number. That's that part. Little shade over here. Maybe a little shade there. Kind of, sort of there. This is one huge swath I need to work on. I can probably use the same shade here. Oh yeah, I actually could. And we can actually do it in two levels. So that's 1, and this is 2. Actually, that's probably too dark on that side. Just one single layer of that shading is probably enough. Alright, so there's that. I don't think we need it there. Or we may. Just not in that shape. Oh wait, I have the yellow shading here. I can't... What's that? I might just leave it alone. I might do it last. Okay, and then I need a smaller tip here. See how that looks. Okay, maybe I need to, before I work on that big part in the middle, I need to shave off the shading I already laid down, otherwise it's going to just make it more difficult to work. So let's shave this off on the spikes. That was the main issue. Okay, I don't want to shave that off. Don't think I had anything in there. I want to carefully work around this L portion and not destroy what I have outside of it. Probably should have made the streaks a separate layer. Oh well. And we're probably gonna blur this shading afterwards, so that kind of matches what we got going already. Excess, remove the excess here. excess on this side. Yeah, that's excess. Okay, I think there's one more bit of shading left to do, which is this big part on the side of the slag. So get that done. Guess I'll start from the bottom. There we go. I should just not let go of the pen afterwards, because that just makes it much harder. Dunk on that. Fill the gap. And I think I need to shave this down a bit. Not the best way to cut that out. Let's see. I'll use a smaller brush for this one. Oh, nope, wrong side. There we go. Probably gonna leave like a 1 pixel wide area around this whisker, because once I use the blur tool, it's gonna blend that in. I think that's how it's gonna look. I'm gonna have to double check here. Now, normally I would use like the wand to do that, but I kind of screwed up earlier and didn't leave myself enough space to do so. So we're gonna have to just be very careful about this. Let me just see what that looks like. It's not how I expected it to be. Okay, so maybe not a 1 pixel 1 pixel around it, it's just more like just around it. I think that's better. Use a 1 pixel brush around it. 1 pixel deletion. Wait, it's not that I want, it's this, the insides. What am I doing the outsides for? Looks very muddy now. Not sure how I like it. Well, let's see how it looks blurred. Needs to be a bit smaller because there's some existing shade that's already blurred. Don't want to overdo it. I need to fix this edge a little bit more before do. I like it with a shade, but maybe not the big shade in the middle. So it does kind of look odd without it. I mean, this is fine as a basic sprite. The shading, though, I'm just kind of following the shading I see on the reference, but this might not be the best way to do it. Oh well, I'll stick with it. All right, so this is the base. Let's see if we can try animating it. And all we're gonna do is like make it bob up and down. Because I don't think I can do anything. If I try to do anything more than that, it's going to be a mess. Very complicated mess. So I'm just gonna make it bob up and down a little bit and see how that works. So we'll make this a 5-frame bop. And I think we're just gonna move it like down, mid, up. Maybe 4 frames. Let's try it. Let's see what that preview looks like. Oh wait, I don't want that. I don't want it to go out of frame though. How's that look? It looks kind of janky, but I think this can be refined a little bit more. I think this can be refined a little bit more. If you look at the preview over here, that's kind of what the animation looks like. That's kind of what the animation looks like. Maybe I can do this in 15 frames, but this is fine. Actually, I think I do want it to be slower since I don't want this to like stand out this much on stream, if that makes any sense. So I'll tweak the animation a little bit more off stream, because I think we're coming close to 4 hours now, which is not too late at this point, but I gotta take care of some things also. So let me just export this as a GIF. I will also post this on Twitter. Can I do animated PNGs? Is that something you will let me do? No. Can I do animated PNGs? Probably not. Animation loop interlaced. All right. That's it. That is the stream, guys. You can expect to see all 3 of these things in the stream for this week. I haven't touched the thumbnails yet. I'm gonna at least work on tomorrow's Terraria thumbnail off stream. So yeah, if you would like to check us out on Terraria tomorrow, please come by, and that will start at 5 p.m. Central. Or double check the schedule or the stream once I actually have it set up. Yeah, that's it for me. If you like this, if you like what you saw, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. Thank you all for watching and dropping by, and have a nice rest of your day. See you next time, and I hope you enjoyed this. I really want to do more of these pixel art streams because it's quite relaxing. Quite relaxing. I also like doing pixel art, so I'll work on this a bit more. Thank you all, guys. See you later. And where's the ending button? And ding. Yeah, we'll just keep that music for now. We'll just keep that music for now.